He is the most powerful and dangerous boxer in Mexican history, a high school dropout who went on to become a successful sports star and businessman. Canelo Alvarez is the only man to hold world championships in 4 different weight classes. His athletic prowess exudes from his mental discipline. As he bareback rides horses, he explains how anger can destroy you. He says the only difference between a good boxer and a great boxer is his control over his emotions. "You think I don't get angry?" he says. "If I let my anger take control of me, that is when I lose the game, the life, the purpose." For Canelo, there is only one rule. The more you sweat in the gym, the more you explode in the ring. This is the incredible story of the powerful Canelo Alvarez. Watch as we uncover the true journey. The youngest among 8 children, Canelo had to work hard to make his mark. Alvarez was born on the outskirts of Guadalajara, Jalisco, but his family is originally from Los Reyes, Michoacan. The word Canelo in Spanish is the masculine word for cinnamon, which is a common nickname for people with red hair. Alvarez has adopted the nick even though his real name is Santos Saul Alvarez Barragan. All 6 of Alvarez's elder brothers are welterweight boxers: Ramon Alvarez, Ricardo Alvarez, and former WBA interim world champion Rigoberto Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez grew up on his family's farm where he learned the true art of horse riding. He continues to challenge himself with bareback riding. The extremely challenging sport is almost incumbent for his boxing career. Control over emotions, his anger, and life is what horse riding has taught Alvarez. Alvarez was bullied for his outlook from a very early age. They would call him jicama con chile, which translates as jicama with chili flakes, a popular snack in Mexico. At the age of 13, Alvarez started boxing after watching his older brother Rigoberto debut as a professional boxer. By age 15, Alvarez had won a silver medal at the Junior Mexican National Championships and became the 2005 Junior Mexican National Boxing Champion. He was meant to be great, everyone knew that. Just a month after winning the Junior National Championship, Alvarez turned professional. Even though Alvarez was just starting out, he quickly became known as the boy who knocked out opponents older than him. Initially, Alvarez fought various weight classes, including light welterweight and welterweight, before settling in the light middleweight division. During this exploration, Alvarez won the WBC NABF welterweight title, and later the WBC light middleweight title. Alvarez successfully defended his titles against powerful opponents like Ryan Rhodes, Alfonso Gomez, Kermit Cintron, Shane Mosley, and James Kirkland. However, his fight against Floyd Mayweather Jr. in 2013 became a turning point for Alvarez that year. Alvarez, Ring Magazine's #1, ranked light middleweight and the unified WBA, regular, and WBC champion, fought against Ring Magazine's #1 pound-for-pound fighter, WBA, super light middleweight champion, WBC and Ring Magazine welterweight champion, Floyd Mayweather Jr., in front of a sold-out crowd of 16,746 at the MGM Garden. Mayweather defeated Alvarez via majority decision. This marked Alvarez's first professional loss since the start of his career. Something changed in Alvarez that day. He went on to win the WBC, Ring, and lineal middleweight titles in 2015 with a unanimous decision victory over Miguel Cotto. His next fight against Amir Khan in 2016 ended with a devastating knockout win for Alvarez. In 2016, Alvarez briefly returned to the light middleweight division to challenge and defeat Liam Smith for the WBO light middleweight title. Following this, Alvarez was made the mandatory challenger to the middleweight title by the WBO, even though he was not currently fighting at middleweight. And after months of negotiations, Alvarez finally fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in catchweight. Alvarez dominated the fight and won. The second biggest twist in Alvarez's career with his fight against Gennady Golovkin. All the media attention was on this one. Their first encounter ended in a split draw. Golovkin's fans were furious. A controversy ensued. Many did not approve of the result. Just as talks of a rematch were underway, Canelo Alvarez tested positive for drugs. Alvarez was suspended for 6 months, but he returned to settle the score. A rematch did take place on September 15, 2018, in front of a sold-out crowd despite challenges, and Alvarez won via majority decision. After this, Alvarez decided to move up to the super middleweight division. He fought Rocky Fielding, winning the fight via a third-round technical knockout. The referee had to intervene to save Fielding. When Alvarez returned to middleweight, he defeated Daniel Jacobs via unanimous decision. In this unification bout, Alvarez defended his WBA, Super, WBC, Ring, and Lineal middleweight titles, and obtained Jacobs' IBF middleweight title. After this, Alvarez moved up 2 weight classes just to challenge Sergey Kovalev for the WBO light heavyweight title on November 2, 2019. Alvarez successfully stopped Kovalev in the 11th round, becoming a 4-division world champion, making history. Canelo Alvarez made his return to super middleweight to face Callum Smith on December 19, 2020, for the WBA, Super, and the Ring super middleweight titles, while also contesting the vacant WBC title. Alvarez hit him so hard that Smith suffered from a detached left biceps injury. The referee had to interfere. Alvarez won via unanimous decision. Alvarez's next title defense came against mandatory challenger Avni Yildirim. Before this fight, Alvarez claimed that he had contracted COVID-19 before the fight and had only 1 month to train. Despite this, Alvarez dominated and won the fight. The next unification bout for Alvarez was with Billy Joe Saunders on May 8, 2021. Alvarez attacked Saunders so brutally that he fractured his orbital bone as Alvarez won. Canelo Alvarez was on a streak of being unbeaten. In November 2021, Alvarez had an undisputed showdown in the super middleweight division with Caleb Plant. Alvarez won via 11th round technical knockout, becoming the first undisputed super middleweight champion. In May of 2022, there came yet another surprising change in Canelo's career. As he returned to the light heavyweight division, challenging Dimitri Bivol, Alvarez lost. This upset had everyone in shock. Despite calls for a rematch, Canelo decided to move to bigger things. He announced a trilogy bout with Gennady Golovkin to defend his undisputed super middleweight titles. Alvarez won via unanimous decision. Alvarez's second defense of his undisputed super middleweight titles was against John Ryder on May 6, 2023, in his hometown of Guadalajara, Mexico. After 11 years, Canelo returned to fight on his home ground, and he won. Currently in 2023, Canelo is fighting in the Premier Boxing Champions League. In his latest fight, he faced Jermell Charlo and won the fight. Canelo Alvarez is a story for the ages. From a boy growing up on a farm, bullied for the color of his hair, to becoming the deadliest boxer of all time. They call him the Beast. Alvarez is one of the highest paid on the Forbes World's Highest Paid Athletes 2023 list, with annual earnings of over $110 million. Apart from horse riding, he loves playing golf. Alvarez extracts much of his earnings from his lucrative deals with Hennessy. Alvarez owns a taco restaurant in his native Mexico and even a clothing line. In a 2021 interview with Graham Bensinger, Alvarez claimed he was making nearly $20 million a year from his real estate investments. Canelo Alvarez is not just a UFC boxing legend, he is the ideal. While Canelo Alvarez was knocking out champion opponents in the ring, outside of it, he was making an empire to gain a fortune. Going from a boy who was bullied to taking over the world requires audacity and guts, and Canelo Alvarez has every bit of what it takes. With a mindset geared towards winning, he stands as a source of motivation in 2023. If you like this video, subscribe for more.